Also interesting that Russia could still communicate.
Yeah. What are you saying?
I'm just saying that's interesting.
Yeah, it is an odd timing for that.
So we just got back from Alaska,
Yes.
and I don't know if it's because we were in a cooler climate, but it felt more hot being here.
Well, like, I don't even know the answer to this. I probably should. Like, what's the average high temperature in Anchorage in the summer?
It was
Probably in the
probably
70s,
like
right?
70
warms up.
something, yeah.
So it's probably humidity. It's probably pretty hard to get it sticky in that northern latitude. Here we do it, and we complain about it the whole way.
Yes,
and then
we
in
do.
February we're like, remember that? That was pretty cool. So that's kind of how it goes. 85 in Wiscasset, 83 in Portland, average high is 80 at its statistical high still before we start going back down shortly on the curve. 85 in Bangor as well, 84 in Waterville. Visible satellite, pretty good. As I mentioned, usually when it's sticky and we get into the mid 80s, we produce some more clouds and some showers, but there's just a limiting factor in the atmosphere today, a cap because of a ridge of high pressure, so we're going to have a hard time really getting anything going. Through tonight, I think tonight will hit you as a truly warm night. If you don't have air conditioning, it might be a little tough with just the windows open. I guess you get some fans going or something, but it'll be about 70 through a lot of the night, even in the mid 70s, a couple spots, and we don't really get any cooler than that. Tomorrow we start with a good amount of cloud cover, and then what happens in the middle of the day into the afternoon varies a little bit by different computer models, but it looks like we'll see a first round of showers and storms coming through about noon through 1 o'clock, and then we'll be watching the trailing part of this. This is where the severe weather is possible between 4 and 8 tomorrow, especially from Augusta south into New Hampshire. And so this is what this is trying to show you. These are kind of discrete storms that could potentially be supercellular. They look decent, at least on this model. So we'll just be watching tomorrow afternoon. The more sun we get during the day tomorrow, the better chance we have of severe storms afternoon and early evening. Storm Prediction Center keeps the same boundaries here. Best chance is, as I mentioned, Lewiston south, Augusta south, and then north of that there's a chance of storms, but not as strong. Because we have some shear in the atmosphere, there's the possibility that we'll be able to turn some of these storms. And the best chance of that is York County, southern Cumberland County. You know the exact spots where we tend to do a good job with rotating storms in through New Hampshire as well. So this will be afternoon, early evening. I don't think this is a huge outbreak, but I do think that the indices are fairly juicy if we can get those storms going. So we'll keep an eye on that for you tomorrow as those storms arrive, and then we go back to the heat on Friday. I think this will be the maximum heat day. Not only air temp, dew points reaching their highest, heat indices easily into the 90s, in some cases mid 90s by Friday afternoon. A heat advisory, I believe, is already in effect for that in some spots. Saturday still looks the way it did before, turning rainy in the afternoon. We might be able to get the first couple of hours in, and then it turns rainy. Nice day on Sunday, though. I like that. Comfy. Next week actually is shaping up to be very, very solid. I saw that trough at long range and I said, we're going to go back into a trough. But this kind of trough doesn't bother me as much because it's sunny. Yeah, it's cooler and it's a little crisp, but it's quite pleasant. 75 is a popular number. We did this one time, maybe back when we did polls and stuff. We were like, what's the ideal temperature? I feel like it came in at like 76 or something. So
Definitely.
we're right there next week. It looks good.
And that was 5 days with the comfy tab, I saw. I'm zeroing in on all
We'll take
those
that.
comfy
Yes,
days.
yeah, because I'm telling you, Friday afternoon is going to be
gonna feel it.
legit. Yeah.
All right, Keith, thanks so much.